Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny and welcome to another video. So this is episode 2 of reading BookTubers' favourite books. Now episode 1 I think went really well. So I read 5 books. There were 2 5 stars, 1 4.5 star, 1 3 star, which was non-fiction's been on my shelves for ages. So yeah, I had 1 DNF, but I think that was a me, not the book issue. I have been joined by Bella. So if you hear any squeaking or squealing or little meows, it's probably her. Now, this time I'm doing exactly the same. I had my spinner wheel, which again, I'll be putting screenshots up in a sec. And I have picked 5 more creators and I'll be reading one of their top books. Because so many people have similar books in their top books of the year, this round is a little bit trickier because I've already read some of the top books that I would have planned to read because they came up last time. But let's just see what we're going to get. I'm going to scoot over and let's spin the wheel for round number 1. So first of all, we got Win at Literary Diversions. I absolutely love Win's channel. I think Win is absolutely incredible. I love her. Our reading tastes don't always cross over 100%. Win reads a lot of fantasy, but she also reads a lot of non-fiction and more kind of literary books. I read a lot of fantasy. I don't read very much literary. I do read some non-fiction. But what I love about watching Win's channel is even if the books that she's reading aren't necessarily ones that I would pick up, I'm still enthralled and will, watch the whole way through. Win is also hosting the Fits Along, which is a Realm of the Elderlings read-along that I'm taking part in. So yeah, I'm really excited that Win has come up first. However, I have watched Win's top books of 2024 video, I don't know, 10, 15 times, because there isn't anything on her list that I haven't read but own, which is kind of like my first thing, like I'm going to read that book. And the ones that I haven't read, I don't know what I'm going to go for. So I have a shortlist, which are Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan. I looked in my library, not available. Will of the Many, I've read it. Then we've got 17 by Jo Gibson. I've put a hold on that one at the library. Bright Young Women by Jessica Knox. Again, I've put a hold on that one at the library. And Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Also got a hold on that one at the library. Now, with those 3 books, 17, Bright Young Women and Raven Boys, I feel like they completely encompass Win's interest because we've got a non-fiction, we've got a kind of more literary thriller, and we've got a YA fantasy. I am interested in all of them, but I don't know which one I'm going to read. Basically, because I've got holds on them all, I'm going to read whichever one comes in first. However, I will say I have slight trepidations about all of them. So 17 is a memoir, and I do enjoy a memoir, but generally because I know the person or know who they are. So I'm not sure how I feel about a memoir about someone who I don't know anything about. I have no context. Bright Young Women, I don't actually remember what that one's about. I think it's a thriller, sort of literary thriller based around the victims of a notorious serial killer in the States. Now, I haven't done my research because I haven't. I don't know if this is a real serial killer, if it is a fictionalized serial killer. I don't know. I think it is fairly set in fact, but I don't know. Sounds intriguing, but again, I don't actually know what it's about. I might be intrigued by like the version that I've just made up, and that might not be actually what it's about, so who knows. And then the Raven Boys is on paper the one that is probably the most up my street. However, I used to own the Raven Boys and I've unhauled it. I did a first chapter challenge many years ago and was like, probably not going to read it. So I unhauled it. So even though at the time when I did that, it was when I was very, very out of love with YA fantasy and unhauling basically all of my YA fantasy. I'm reading YA again now, but still something in the back of my mind is like, no, you're not going to like The Raven Boys because you've already unhauled it. So yeah, don't know what I'm going to pick. You're going to find out before I will. So I've just come back from the library and I picked up these two books. So I've got 17 and Bright Young Women. I now need to make a decision between the two of them, which one I'm going to read. 17 isn't very long, 350 pages. I would probably tandem read this one with the audiobook. I do like reading non-fiction on audio. Bright Young Women is only a little bit longer. Oh, hang on, that's not the same book. 375 pages, 370 pages. So again, not very much longer. I feel like this one sounds a little bit more interesting. However, I do know that Tandem have worked on both of these books. So I think I'm going to ask my friends at work who may have read one or both of them, which ones they recommend me to read, and pick that one. I would like to try and read both of them, but again, I'm not sure that I'm going to have the time to do that. Hello. Okay, so I have made the decision for Wynn's pick. I'm going to be reading 17 by Jo Gibson. As you saw just now, both 17 and Bright Young Women came in from the library at exactly the same time. So I basically asked my friends at work, who's read these books? Which one do you think I'll enjoy? And the response I got back very quickly was 17's really, really good. So I'm reading that. I started this one today in the car. I've read the first 90 pages. So I was reading it on audio and I'm really enjoying the audio actually. It's really good. So this one is a memoir of Jo Gibson. At 17, he started a relationship with a 35-year-old teacher. And I believe this then kind of progresses on to, I believe they actually had quite a serious relationship. And as it progresses forward, he, in later life, kind of comes to that realization that actually it's not okay that he had this relationship with his teacher, and that his teacher was in fact an abuser. I am really interested in reading the book. Like I said, I'm 90 pages in. They've just started sleeping together. So we are at very much the beginning of their relationship. So they, haven't really been together for very long, but it is interesting. I've got it's about, what time is it? Oh, gosh, it's 7:15 at the moment. I've got a event I've got to do tonight. Means I should probably go and make myself look slightly more presentable, but I've got to do a TikTok live on a book. Probably shouldn't tell you what the book is. I did not enjoy the book, so no, I'm not going to mention what book it was, but it's not a book I'll be recommending. So I've got to speak for an hour about a book that I didn't really enjoy, which is going to be a bit tricky. So yeah, and then I would like to get some reading done. I'd like to try and get to maybe the halfway point of 17. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to continue 17 on audio, because actually I am enjoying the audio, or pick up the physical as well. And if I do decide to just continue it on audio, then I'm probably going to pick up the next book for this vlog on, well, it'll be on my Kindle. But yeah, that will appear when it appears. You won't know I'm reading both at the same time. We'll be sneaky with the editing. Good morning. So I am going to start reading, well, continue reading 17, but I just wanted to update you on where I'm at so far. So I'm currently on page 230. I think the book is just over 300 pages. Yes, I've got about 100 pages left, or 17. Hopefully I'll get this one finished today. So far it's been really, really fast paced. I feel like I'm starting to see, okay, that sounds wrong. We know, obviously, that a 35-year-old woman dating a 17-year-old is absolutely inherently wrong. But this first part has been, Jo hasn't seen that. So we're only seeing the positives. I feel like now as the reader, we're starting to see some of the insidious, nasty, negative parts of this. So like Miss P, Jo was studying with a female classmate, and Miss P walked in and completely kicked off and was really, really angry about this because she's jealous. And again, that's sort of quite concerning that someone is that jealous. So I'm starting to see, you know, more of these kind of behavioural red flags. And I think at this point, this is when Jo is also starting to see some of those behavioural red flags. And again, I'm meaning that almost aside from the whole situation of the fact that she is, you know, twice his age. One of his friends, Nick, has also found out that he is sleeping with her. So the net of secrets, the secret net, as it were, is starting to widen. Back and go back, my darling. Go back, good girl. But yeah, I am enjoying it so far. It's really well written. I'm finding like the writing style very interesting. I find it's very like well told, very kind of, you know, you're in Jo's head, but also you're not. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I'm enjoying the writing style. Is what I'm getting at. So yeah, looking forward to reading more. My next update will probably be when I finished it. I have just finished reading 17. Okay, thoughts. It's a very well written book, very, very easily readable book. I've read it in like 2 days, literally in 2 sittings. Hard hitting, yet also kind of eye-opening. Yeah, definitely sort of has made me think about, I guess, even my own time at school and how these institutes do hide this kind of systematic abuse, plus how we sort of as a society, I think we do still think it's not so bad when it's an older woman and younger man. Yeah, if the roles were reversed, everybody would be up in arms about a 35-year-old man dating a 17-year-old girl. But when it's the 35-year-old woman and a 17-year-old boy, it's more of that kind of, yeah, boys get in kind of mentality, isn't it? So yeah, really, really interesting book. Really glad I read it. I don't know how to rate it. I don't know whether to rate it. Because it is a memoir, it is somebody's story, it is somebody's life. I don't know if I can sort of put a rating to that, but I did really, really enjoy it. I'm going to sort of sit and think on it about whether or not I do want to actually, like I said, rate it or not. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good book, and thank you, Wynne, for the recommendation. Fantastic book. All right, spin number 2 is Becca at the Books. I feel like everybody knows Becca. She's one of the OG booktubers. I absolutely adore Becca. I love her channel. I love everything that she does on her channel. Like literally, I will watch every single vlog. Her taste in reading is very similar to mine. Again, she hosts the Catch Up Book Club, which we're currently reading, The Faithful and the Fallen. I'm really enjoying that series. I've taken part in the last one as well. I love the kind of epic high fantasy that Becca reads a lot of. Now, Becky's top book of the year of 2024 was The Will of the Many, which I read last month. So I'm going for her second book, which is a bit of a wild card for Becca because it is a YA fantasy, but it is one that I am so excited to get to. And that is Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. I cannot wait. Hello, I don't have any food for you, I'm afraid. Hello, okay, so I have started reading The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. I've only got it on ebook, so we'll stick the cover up here somewhere. I'm 100 pages in and I am really, really enjoying it. The first 100 pages, we've met Rune and we've met Gideon, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that Rune has got such a circle of people who are sort of on her side, I guess, and like are witch hunters with her. No, sorry, who are like against the witch hunters with her. Because I'd sort of thought she was a bit of like a kind of Lone Ranger kind of person. And I think she is sort of fighting by herself. But also I'm surprised that there's a whole, she's got like 3 or 4 friends who are also like, yep, we know you're a witch. We know that you're trying to rescue all the other witches and we're cool with that. Including Alex, who is Gideon's brother. Gideon is the head of the witch hunters, I think. So yeah, that's I am enjoying it so far. First 100 pages has been very quick and easy to read as well, which is always a bonus. And yeah, I don't think I've got very much more to say actually. I'm going to just carry on reading. I am, you may be able to tell, I'm not at home. I am at my parents' house. So I have only got my Kindle with me. So we've got first baby lamb of the season. Hi, baby. And clever mum. Hello, mum. Oh, I know. I'll take those dogs away. They're a bit scary, aren't they? Little baby there. You're being a good girl. Hi, my darling. Hello, Splash. Should we go and see the sheep? You're going to sniff around that stone. You're going to be sensible in here. Good girl. All of the mums-to-be. We'll see if anyone's having any lambs. I doubt it. They're not due for a few days. Runa's caught by Gideon, but managed to escape, which was all very exciting. And Rune also, so what, anyway, forgotten what I was talking about. So Rune and Gideon had offered to like make Rune a dress, and so he had planted in her and said, oh, I'm moving the witch from this place at this time. And, you know, casually drops it into conversation. Rune then turns up at this place and gets caught. And so Gideon is like, well, I only told one person about this. So she's either the Crimson Moth or she's in league with the Crimson Moth. So I'm going to arrest her either way. However, Rune's like, no, well, one's away. After gets caught, one's away. And gets to his party and she's like, I've been here all night. Cash. And someone else goes, oh, Rune, Gideon, how did it go tonight? Gideon's like, what are you talking about? Because Rune has very, very smartly kind of double-crossed the double-crosser and has told other people about the thing. I realise actually, as I've said all of this is I guess it's not really a spoiler because at halfway through the book you know that they haven't like caught each other. But a little bit of a spoiler maybe, probably not, because actually I really think it's a spoiler if you're sensitive. I'll put a spoiler warning up. But yeah, so I'm really, really liking Rune. I'm really enjoying her character. I think she's super fun. I'm not yet enamoured by Gideon, Rune's friend Alex is also, I'm not yet completely convinced by him. He's Gideon's brother, but he is wanting Rune to leave and to like move to the mainland with him, which she doesn't want to do. And I'm like, well, I can see why she doesn't want to do that, because they've been friends and suddenly he's sort of acting very like relationshipy, so a bit odd. But yeah, 150 pages in, I'm enjoying it. It's good. Am I 150? I think it might be further than that. Let me see. So like I said, I'm still obviously at my parents'. I am 185 pages. I've been lying to you. About 50% of the way through. So yes, I am at my parents', and in case you haven't seen in my vlogs before, my parents live on a farm. So we have lots of sheep, and we had our first baby lamb born today. The lambing season starts on Wednesday. Today is Sunday. So first lamb born today. So I will pop in now a couple of b-roll clips of me seeing the sheep. So my parents and my brother lamb 400-ish sheep. So it will be a very, very busy few weeks coming up. Hello. So I'm still reading The Crimson Moth. I'm currently on page 318. So 3/4 of the way through, which I'm still really enjoying it. Things are heating up. It's super fun. I might, because book 2 is out already, I might try and get my hands on book 2 fairly soon. Not this week, because I've got other books I need to read this week. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'll be totally honest, I'm not convinced it's a 5-star all-time favourite, which for a lot of people it has been a 5-star all-time favourite. But yeah, it's really good so far. I'm enjoying the plotting and I'm enjoying the characters. I'm liking the sort of the tension between Rune and Gideon, with them both clearly interested in the other but trying to sort of lead on the other, but not realizing that they're both sort of setting each other up. I'm really liking that. And I also like that both of them have got, I guess, a strong connection outside. So Rune's got Verity and Alex like in her corner, helping her with her plots. Gideon has got Harrow and Layla, again, sort of supporting him with his plots. I will say, okay, Gideon and Harrow, I am a bit like, why have you chosen 2 names from the Gideon the Ninth series, which I haven't read, but because they're not like usual names either, they're not like super common names. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. What can I say? I'm actually about 80% of the way through, so I'm probably going to finish it tonight. Unfortunately, I'm reading it on KU, and my Kindle is slowly dying. I think I've got like 5% battery left, and I'm not sure I have my charger with me. So we're going to try and finish it tonight, but may not. So I'll next update you when I finish the book. I have just finished reading The Crimson Moth. I did guess the twist at the end, but that ending is fantastic. I definitely want to carry on and read book 2, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've literally just this second finished reading it, so I haven't rated or anything. I'm not sure it's a 5-star for me, but I did have a really, really good time. Yeah, so thank you, Becca. Great recommendation. Okay, spin number 3, and we got Mel at Melanie Reads. I'm really excited that Mel came up. Mel, again, is a booktuber that I really enjoy. She reads a lot of romantasy and fantasy and a bit of horror. So I get so many recommendations from Mel. because she reads a lot of indie, I don't necessarily read the same books as her, but I'm constantly adding things to my wish list after seeing Mel talk about them. Also, I really enjoy the Southern American accent. I think Mel's from Alabama, and I just love her accent. I'm sorry, that sounds really weird, but I do. So for Mel, she had got a few books on her top books of the year. And the one that I'm going for is one that I say I own. I've got it on KU. One that I am very, very excited for, which is Quicksilver by, is it Callie Hart? Don't remember who it's by, but I am so excited to finally read Quicksilver. I feel like I'm so out of the loop for this one. Hello. Okay, we are on to book number 3, and this is one of Mel's top books of the year. So I'm going to be reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I am so excited for this book, especially having just read The Crimson Moth as well. Crimson Moth and Quicksilver were 2 releases last year that I was so excited by, and I'm kind of gutted by the fact that I haven't read them yet, but yet also it means that I'm able to read both of them in this vlog, so that's amazing. Yeah, Quicksilver, I don't really actually know what Quicksilver's about, if I'm honest. I think it's following a girl who's like a thief, and she can do magic, which is illegal. And then I think she kind of accidentally falls into a fae realm, and I believe it's going to be like a romance between her and the fae guy. So yeah, exciting. So do I have anything to say to you? Not really. Quicksilver is pretty chunky. I think it's a 600-page book. So I'm probably, don't know. Am I going to update you every 100 pages? I might not. It depends how I feel. But I'll update you when I update you. Hello. Okay, I think I'm about 70 pages into Quicksilver. Now, I'm putting my house on the market, which is exciting. And next week I've got a couple of estate agents coming to do valuations. And that means I need to do a deep clean, tidy, organise. I don't really like any of those words, let's be honest. So today's Friday. My plan is I'm dividing and conquering. So today, Friday, my plan is this room. This is my library, which is a mess. Tidy, hoover, clean the windows, dust. I need to finally, after 4 years of living here, put a lampshade on that light. Possibly clean the curtains, but that's a we'll see thing. I then also want to check to see if there's any paintwork that needs touching up. So today I'm doing the library, and I'm going to be doing my bedroom. Same plan. So bedroom, tidy. All of this is clean. All this pile here is clean clothes, needs to be put away. Tidy, hoover, dust, clean the windows, clean the mirrors, check the paintwork for anything that needs patching up. There are a couple bits of paintwork on here. I don't know if you can see, but on this blue wall there is, up there, which way? There. There's a white dot, and there's another one over there, that side. When I had my Billy bookcases in here, they scratched the paintwork when they collapsed and I moved them out. Again, I might clean the curtains, I don't know, might not. I also need to look into hiring a carpet cleaner and cleaning the carpets, but that probably isn't a today job. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is we're going to do a bit of b-roll while I'm cleaning, because like I said, today just doing the library and bedroom, because I'm not a cleaning person, I'm not a tidying person, I'm a none of the above person. I need to divide and conquer. So today it's bedroom and library, tomorrow bathroom and kitchen, because I feel like if I can deep clean those two, I can then like just need to maintain them for a couple of weeks. And then Sunday is living room, stairs, hallway, all of the other bits, you know. Anyway, I'm going to be listening to Quicksilver while I do all of this, and hopefully be able to make progress in my book and also make progress in my cleaning. Wish me luck. I'm tired. I'm tired now. It's been about 3 hours, so I have hoovered and like cleaned all the shit off the floor in my bedroom. I have not tidied everything off here or tidied everything up there. I've just thrown stuff on the bed. So, you know, like I feel like 3/4 done in the bedroom. I just need to kind of tidy the bookcases. Then we move on to the library, which was always the harder job. Again, I've done the floor. I've still got piles of shit everywhere. So, okay. This futon, yes, is absolutely piled high with crap. Most of this is on Vinted, and so I just need people to like buy it. That lamp coat shade is going up there, but it doesn't fit. I need a thingy. You know, when you're just like, I'm just tired, I can't even. So that just needs organising. This pink box, most of this stuff actually needs to just get shoved underneath like the bed. I'm gonna just leave that down there. I need to sort out the windowsill. Oh, I haven't cleaned the windows. I'll clean the windows. That'll do. But yeah, we're getting there. Now, in terms of what we're actually here for, Quicksilver update. I don't really know where I'm up to. I think I'm up, must be nearly at like kind of 50% mark. Sorry about Bella as well. It's still a good hour before she gets fed, so she's just here meowing at me. So yes, I'm probably, am I nearly halfway through? I don't really know. It might be sort of like 40% through the book. I don't know. Did not check. But our main character is now in the Fae realm. She has met Kingfisher. Complete brain fart there. And he's teaching her how to like be an alchemist, which is what they think she is, and they think that she's the one who has unlocked the Quicksilver. The Queen of her realm had kind of locked these Quicksilver gates, for want of a better term, many years ago, about 1,000 years ago, and no one had been able to travel because three of them at all, because she'd locked like them all. And he thinks that she's going to be able to unlock them. So he's teaching her how to do that. She fancies him, but obviously is like enemies, and you know, I hate him so much. I just like to look at him naked and constantly refer to his penis. One thing I will say though, I am well aware that this won't impact most people's enjoyment. It is something that I pick up on, and I kind of just like cringe. So Kingfisher is telling our main character, whose name I don't remember, the history of like their world, and he says, let me give you the Cliff Notes version. Cliff Notes would not exist in this world, so why use that as a term? And I'm just like, to me, honestly, I just feel like it's lazy writing, because you could very easily say, let me give you the short version. You know, you can use another adjective to describe what you're actually asking, you know, what the character is actually saying, rather than use a term that does not exist in this world. This fantasy world does not have Cliff Notes. As far as we are aware, it does not have the internet, it does not have Cliff Notes, it does not have anything like that. So why are we saying, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version? So that irritated me. Right now, I should probably clean the windows. I'm not actually, I lie. I'm going to film my February wrap up, because it is the like 8th of March already, and if I don't film it, it's not going to go up at all. And then I might come back and clean the window, and then probably feed Bella, who might then stop crying at me. That's the plan. Hello, how are you? So I'm sticking some makeup on my face because well, I'm about to film a sit-down video and I just can't bring myself to be in a sit-down video looking like a hag. Even though I will be then taking off whatever makeup I put on within about, you know, an hour. I can't actually find, but you know, brows and mascara goes quite a long way. Anywho, we're here to talk about Quicksilver. So this morning, sorry, just kind of fell over slightly there. Hi. Am I going to do this in my phone or find a mirror? I might find a mirror. So this morning I went on a long walk with Bracken. It was meant to be like an hour walk, you know. I wanted to do a long walk, but I was planning on doing, say, like about an hour. I got lost. We ended up walking for about 2.5 hours and did just over 10k, which is great. I think I may have achieved the impossible and tired out a Springer Spaniel. Bracken denies it. She's downstairs being like, I'm not tired. What are you talking about? But it tired me out as well. So I then was today on my like deep clean to do all of the deep cleaning. I was supposed to do the bathroom and the kitchen. I've done the bathroom. That took me like 2 hours. Quicksilver. While I cleaned the bathroom, there was a point to that whole story. I was listening to Quicksilver. That eyebrow is awful. Do I give a shit? No. So yeah, I've been listening to Quicksilver. I'm now up to about a 350 page mark. I think I'm just over 50% of the way through. Thoughts, feelings, opinions. I am enjoying it. I am really enjoying the tension between Kingfisher and the main character, whose name I apparently have no idea of. This is the problem. When I'm audiobooking, I just do not take in character names at all. And also, no one actually refers to her by name. I know it begins with an S, but no one refers to her by name. Kingfisher calls her Osha, which means butterfly, which is super cute. But he's calling her that because humans, like butterflies, live and die very, very quickly. So yeah, I don't know her name. I am loving the tension and the sexual tension between them. We did just have a smutty scene, which is great. I'm really enjoying Kingfisher and as like book boyfriend. Ugh, sorry. The phrase book boyfriend just gives me the ick. I just can't. I'm sorry. But I like him. Yeah, she is very much not like other girls. She is a little bit irritating. I'm not going to lie to you. And I kind of wish that someone would just be like, babes, you're not the best. Like, just calm your tits. But nobody has said that yet. And she's proceeded to be the best at everything and not calmed her tits. Anywho, so in terms of like the atmosphere and the characters and everything, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying the plot. Vampires have just turned up, which I'll be totally honest, surprised me. I was not expecting vampires to turn up. And again, when I audiobook, I just don't take in everything quite as well as when I read physically. So I have only kind of recently, as in now, realised that we're in the middle of a war. I don't actually know what the war's about or the reason for said war. Where's the brush I'm looking for? I'll have to use this one. So yeah, there's a certain amount that I'm a little bit confused by. Let's put a little bit of blush on my cheeks, make me look like I've got some sort of life. But I am enjoying it. Now I will say there is, oh, I look like a clown. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I can't. Oh no. What was I saying? Yes, there is something that is irritating me about the book. And I'm well aware that this is something that probably will only irritate me. This is something that probably most people would either not notice, or if they do notice, it wouldn't like impact them at all. Because it's a very weird thing that I think I am the only person who would actually care about. But yeah, there's a few things with her language, with the author's language choices that I just don't like. Do I like this colour? Should I put you over a lipstick? It's too late now. So I was saying yesterday about the cliff notes, about how Kingfisher gave the main character, he said, oh, shall I give you the cliff notes version? And again, we're in a fantastical world. Why does cliff notes exist? That irritates me. And there's been a couple of other instances as well, kind of similar sort of things. Actually, no, not similar things, but times where the language annoyed me. So, ooh, what can I do with this? I might need to, I'm going to need to dry shampoo. So one of them was, this is just a personal preference language choice, because it gives me the ick. The author keeps on saying, she keeps on mentioning how her mouth is sweating. So either like before when she's feeling sick, she goes, and my mouth started sweating. And like, I know what you mean, your mouth filled up with saliva, like, and you know how it does before you're sick. Like, I get that. I know what you mean. Or there's been like other times when she said, my mouth started sweating. And I'm just like, no, it didn't though, because your mouth filled with saliva, it didn't start sweating. Sweat is something different. If your mouth filled up with sweat, that is the grossest thing I've ever heard. So you know that's not what happened, is it? And it honestly, it's just kind of giving me the ick. And then the other thing, and again, I'm aware I'm very much the only person that will get annoyed by this. We had a horsey scene where Kingfisher got a horse for girl, and she's never seen a horse before, or like doesn't know how to ride, and then she's like, no, I don't want to, blah blah blah. He then said, he mounted the horse up for me. Now, from context, I'm assuming that they meant Kingfisher tacked up the horse or saddled the horse, because mounted means get onto. So you can mount up on the horse, but somebody else can't mount for you. Someone could help you mount onto the horse, but that wasn't what they were discussing. And again, like I said, I know this is something that is probably, I am the only person that will get irritated by that, but it really irritates me, because just use the right words. So yeah, that is my daily rant on Quicksilver. Despite all of the ranting there, I am actually really enjoying the book. I think it is a really fun story. But yeah, I'm gonna go and film this video, which is gonna be out already by the time you see this, obviously, hopefully. And then I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna do any more cleaning today. I'm tired. So I'm gonna go and carry on reading this evening, I think. Although I might put down Quicksilver for a little bit and read The Goal by Elle Kennedy for no other reason than I just want a brain break. Talk to you later. Hello. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, hi. I need to let Bracken out. I have just finished reading Quicksilver. Sorry, you've got my laundry in the background there. Okay, right, shall I start that again? I've just finished reading Quicksilver. Thoughts. I have minimal thoughts. But look, we ignore that part. I've cleaned part my kitchen. Not this part. That part, clean. That part, not clean. Oh my god, guys, honestly, I can't, I get that, you know, probably keeping, you know, like, oh, I don't know how people are cleaners. I just cannot. Yeah, like I said, I got halfway through the kitchen today and after work, and I just sort of gave up. I don't have the energy to do deep cleaning. Anywho, we're not here to talk about my kitchen or how much I dislike cleaning. We're here to talk about Quicksilver, which I have finished. So, thoughts, feelings, opinions. I liked Quicksilver. I think it's a good book. I really enjoyed the story. I liked the characters. I thought it was fun and fast paced. However, I did not like the writing. I've already said multiple times about the irritating like phrases and the way that the author drops in sort of modern phrases or incorrect terminology. That just bugs me. Like I said already, it just annoys me. It takes me out the story, and then I'm just like, don't like it. I felt as we got towards the end of the book, the pacing got a little bit too fast, and it just sort of, you know how sometimes in fantasy things can go a little bit too fast, so then things just don't quite make sense. You know, you've jumped from point A to point B, but you've not really explained how you've done that. You've just done it magically. And I feel like done it magically has sort of been the answer to everything in this book. Do you know what? I think with Quicksilver, if you read it for like a kind of like brain empty good time, you are gonna love it and have a fantastic time. If you're trying to read it critically, you might not love it. It's not a book that it's one of those books, it's like you can't look too closely at it. If you start to look too closely and too critically and actually like put a little bit more depth into what's happening at each point, you're going to pick up that there's quite a lot that's just not working. It reminds me a lot of Fourth Wing in that sense, in that like Fourth Wing itself, fantastic. But then when you start to look a little bit too closely, especially as you get into Iron Flame, I haven't read Onyx Storm, so I can't comment, but I'm probably the same. You're just there like, wait, hang on. I don't think this is very well written. The story's fantastic, but the writing, not so much. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Quicksilver. I had a really good time. I think the story was fantastic. I do want to read the sequel. I am intrigued to read the sequel, but I don't think the writing is very good. It's a little bit, it just needs a bit of tightening up, and I guess also an editor who's not afraid to say, do you know what, that doesn't make sense. Your mouth doesn't regularly fill with sweat. In that is disgusting. That isn't what happened, is it? Let's use some better words. But yeah, if you want the smut scenes in Quicksilver, though, I will say 10/10, amazing, love them. If you want a book with some good smut scenes, read Quicksilver. If you want a very fast-paced, fun read Quicksilver. If you want something that is very well written with no faults, probably not the one. But again, are you reading for fun or are you reading to evaluate? Book 3 down. Let's start book number 4. Spin number 4, and we got Deb at DG Reads. So Deb is a booktuber that I've only kind of recently come to know. She joined the Wheel of Time along, which is how then I kind of discovered her channel. Deb, again, reads a hell of a lot of books. I think she said in her wrap-up she read something like 500 books, something like absolutely bananas like that. But Deb reads a lot of fantasy, she reads a lot of horror, she reads like kind of some thrillers and stuff in there as well. So I was looking at her list and I was like, I don't know what to go for. But The pick that I have chosen is again a book that I know that I have access to, I believe on KU, and that is Lady of Darkness. I'm excited by this one, but a little bit nervous because I don't know what I'm going to think. So fingers crossed, wish me luck. On Sunday, it was about 23 degrees and there were naked people running, or at least a man who was topless wearing short shorts. Today, hey Brecken, it's snowing. Today's Wednesday. 3 days later, we've got snow. Hello, we are on book number 4 and I have started reading Lady of Darkness. So I started the audio because I was doing some crochet. It's my friend's having a surprise, well, she doesn't know she's having a surprise baby shower this Sunday. And so I've made a little baby beanie and little baby booties as well, which I will be taken with me on Sunday and given to Kerry. So I was listening to the audiobook of Lady of Darkness while I was crocheting. So I read 5% of Lady of Darkness. I can't find my Kindle. I've put it somewhere. I don't know where I've put it. It's probably down the back of the sofa or something like that. It'll turn up. So yeah, 5% in Lady of Darkness. Am I enjoying that 5%? 5% was fine. It was fine. Nothing's happened. I'm 5% in. I'm like 20 pages into the book. Our main character, the first chapter was interesting, where these like 3 women murdered this dude. And one of them is our main character, I think. And she's like been trained by assassins and spies and is like master swordsmith, but it's currently living with royals and having to wear dresses and look pretty. And she's trying to find out who murdered her mum, or like why her mum was murdered. So I feel like there's going to be a good plot. There's going to be a good intrigue. I don't really have anything to say because I'm 20 pages in, but I just thought I'd tell you that I started the book and I will talk to you when I've read some of the book. Hello. Now I'm going to totally level with you. It's been a hot minute since I last updated you on Lady of Darkness because I haven't picked it up in about like, I don't know how long actually. Because since the last time I updated you, I read Yours Truly, which in fairness, I did read in one day. Go me. And I DNF'd 2 other books. So, that looked like a person behind me then. It isn't. It's a coat on the back of a chair and a bag. Anyway, so Lady of Darkness. I am now at page 54. I'm not very far in. I'm reading this at the same time and I just want to read this. Hi Bella, don't scratch. Bella is in a very silly mood, so we'll probably be, I don't know, hissing at her tail again in a minute. Anyway, Lady of Darkness, my goodness. Right, what am I talking about? I'm enjoying Lady of Darkness, but I'm not like obsessed with it. I'm just finding it a little bit tricky to read. I'm not yet sucked into the story. And no, I'm 50 pages in, so of course I'm not yet sucked into the story. I'm 12% of the way in. Like, you know, I haven't read enough to be fully immersed. But I'm just, and maybe it is because I'm reading Keeping 13 at the same time, and if you saw last month's Reading BookTubes faves, I read Binding 13 and I read that in one sitting, and it's an 800-page book, and like I want to go back to Keeping 13 because I'm really enjoying it. But oh, news, I went to the works yesterday and they had Taming 6. No, Saving Six, Redeeming Six, and Taming Seven. So I bought the rest of the Boys of Torment series. Go me. Right, this is my problem, okay? I am doing... I keep on getting distracted and not reading Lady of Darkness. I also, today it was my friend's baby shower. So it meant I drove to Wales and back. And I was listening to Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan, there and back, which is fantastic. I come halfway through, but I am loving it. And I'll be totally honest with you here. I feel like every time I've come to update a vlog recently, whether it's this vlog or the last vlog, I seem to be just a little bit semi-slumpy with fantasy, but also I don't think I am slumping. Because, like I said, I read Yours Truly in one sitting yesterday. I keep on wanting to pick up Keeping 13. I've been loving Daughter of the Deep, which again is a fantasy. So it's not that I'm in like a fantasy slump. It's not that I'm in a reading slump. I don't know what it is. I feel like I will enjoy Lady of Darkness. Even though it's on my Kindle, it just feels like it's a very long book. You know, sometimes you're reading a book and you're like, this just feels like it's going to be a really, really big book. And then there's some books that are really big books and you're like, this doesn't feel like it's a big book. This feels like a big book because it's taken me about... I'm just watching Bella do... I have no idea what she's doing. Can you see where she is? Where's she? What are you doing, Bella? You're hiding. She's attacking the dog bed. Can we see her? Here you are, Bella. Sorry, you've got my laundry. I've been washing dog towels. You're going to just be sensible there? No. Of course not. Anyway. Yeah, what was I saying? I don't know. I feel like with Lady of Darkness, even 50 pages in, I don't really feel like anything's happened. And it might be that I'm just reading it a bit slowly. It's taken me probably over a week, I think, to read this 50 pages. And that's because I've been picking up other books. You know, I am still reading every single day, mainly because I want to keep my Storygraph streak. But yeah, I'm just not like sucked in. So, don't know. I'll update you when I get... I might not update you until I get to the halfway point. Hello. Okay, so it's Monday night and I have got to the 100-page mark in Lady of Darkness. I'm 20% of the way through. I think it's me, guys. I think I am the problem. Because I think I'm going to DNF. And I feel like I could really enjoy Lady of Darkness. But whenever I pick it up, it's just not sucking me in. I'm getting distracted. I'm doing something else. I'm scrolling. I'm just not concentrating on the book. So I think I'm going to call it quits with Lady of Darkness. I do want to try it again in the future because, again, I think it's a book that I could enjoy. And I feel like on paper I should enjoy it. But it's just not working for me right now. I also think, and I'm sorry to do this, I have actually got a fifth roll, or spin, but I'm not going to read that book. I'm going to end this vlog here. That fifth spin is going to roll over into, because I'm going to do this again next month because I'm really enjoying it and I'm finding so many great books, excluding Lady of Darkness. But yeah, that fifth roll is going to be my first pick of when I do this vlog next month. So I won't tell you who it is. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I think I just need to stop filming this vlog right now. I need to get this vlog done and dusted, and I just needed to kind of read something else for a little bit. So let's wrap up. So this vlog, I have finished 3 books, read 4. So we started off way back when I read 17 by Jo Gibson, which was one of Wynn's from Literary Diversion's favourite books of the year. I gave 17, I think I've given it 4 stars. I do find that like rating a memoir is really difficult because it is somebody's life. So I did enjoy the book. I thought it was really good. I thought it was well written. I thought it was a really important subject matter. But I don't know if it's going to stick with me. I then read The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli, which was one of Becca's top books of the year. I gave that one, I think I gave that one 4.5 stars. I don't actually remember, guys. I think I gave Crimson Moth either 4 or 4.5 stars. Again, I had a great time. I thought the story was really good. I was really intrigued by the ending. I definitely want to pick up Rebel Witch. I think I might read Rebel Witch. I might try and see if I can get it through my library and then see if I want to buy both books, because I read Crimson Moth through KU. So yeah, that one again, good. I then read Quicksilver, which was one of Mel's top books. I gave Quicksilver 4 stars. It came out as a fairly low 4. You know, if I did quarter stars, it would probably be a 3.75, but who has time for that? I loved the characters in Quicksilver. I loved the plot. I thought the ending was really good. I did not like the writing style. I thought the writing was not good. I think I said this earlier. It reminded me a lot of Rebecca Yarros with like Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, where the story is fantastic, but when you look a bit too closely and you realise that the writing is shit, and that actually, like, is this a good book when it's written so badly? And then now finally, I've read the first 100 pages of Lady of Darkness, and unfortunately I am going to put it down. It will be a soft DNF. I'll come back to it. And that seems to be a theme, because I DNF'd a book last month as well, for this same vlog. But, you know, we try. It was book 4 as well last month. Maybe I get to a point. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to pick up something different. I just, you know, sometimes you just need a brain break. You just need like a head empty vibes only book. That's what I'm going to read. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.